Welcome back to Tattershall in Lincolnshire for the FAB Racing British Mini Bikes Championship. It's the Minimoto rookies up next, and the poleman Sam Munson with his head in his hands. He's absolutely gutted. He's got a problem with the bike. Will he get it going? Well, let's have a look at the grid positions anyway. That is Sam Munson with one podium and one race win so far this year. He goes off pole. He should do anyway if he can get the bike started. Off P2, it's Ollie Horner riding the 70 bike. Then comes Ruben Bray with 3 podiums and 2 race wins this season so far. Finn Werity comes next off P4. Great performance by the 8-year-old so far. The championship leader goes off P5. 5 podiums and 1 race win for Henry McCartney. Then comes Elliot Jones, the 7-year-old, on fire this weekend. It's up in P6. In P7, it's Warwick Brady with 2 race wins. He's out of position slightly, I would say, on P7. On P8, it's Bill Harris riding the 10 bike, the 8-year-old. Charlie Huntingford comes next, the 8-year-old riding the 76 bike. Then comes Ollie Sims off P10, 8 years of age from Western-super-Mare. Greg Marshall comes next, riding the 19 bike, 10 years of age from Harrogate. Archie Gibbs rides the 3 bike, just 6 years of age. One of the youngest riders in the championship this year. Then comes Blake Wilson off P13, riding the 108 bike. Max Werity comes next, the 7-year-old from Ireland, brother to Finn. He rides the 10 bike. Then Jacob Stevenson rides the 67 bike, 9 years of age from Burscough. And rounding out the grid, it's Joshua Williams, first appearance in the championship this year, rides the 78 bike. Well, Jake, drama here as the poleman still, well, he's pretty upset, as you can see, absolutely gutted. He knows this is the televised race, the one where the cameras are out. They're dragging his bike back on. Now, that looks like is that his dad? What is it, a spark plug? Looks like he's trying to put whatever is wrong right. If he can get it going, he's going to pull start it. Does it start? Starts first time. So, Sam Munson back in the game, Jake.
Well, with the emotions already running high for the pole sitter, Sam Munson, he's now got to go and do a full race, despite the fact it was very nearly game over. How on earth has he got the strength and mental composure to go on with that? As our starter gets into position, green flag raises, and oh, there's a couple of non-starters. What on earth is going on?
I think we'll call that a false start.
Goodness me. Do you know, the only thing in motorsport I have seen similar to that was in Formula One back in 1999, when half of the drivers leapt off the grid before the lights went out. There was about 4 or 5 of them that went before the lights went out. Well, this is a flag that's supposed to drop. It's a lot more obvious than lights going out.
That was Ruben Bray trying to get a big start, I think, for P3.
Well, that was a...
well, they dragged his bike back across.
And Ruben's got to run back on and get onto it quickly. This is almost like something out of Wacky Races. I don't want to denigrate the guys, but, you know, the tensions are running high. But obviously, you know, that's one of those rare moments in motorsport where it just all bubbles over a little bit. Now we've got to get our composure together. Green flag in the air, drop. That's what a start should look like. And Ruben Bray got a good start anyway, so it's fine. And in fact, he looks like, is he going to get the lead? Not quite. Goodness me. He had a try though, didn't he, up the inside?
He had a big try up the inside, but it's Munson that's held on to it. The man whose bike wasn't running, it looks like it's running now. It looks like it's running fine. That's Ollie Horner there in second place on the blue machine, easy to pick out. They come into this series of hairpins down the middle.
I tell you what, how close can you be to your race being over from pole position without it actually being a problem? And then you've got to shoulder all of that, get back on the bike, get back into the focus, back in composure. And what was that? Without that false start, he would only have had about 12 seconds to do all that. As it was, he had about 1 minute and 12 seconds, but that is a very quick turnaround for a young star like Sam Munson, and fair play to him. That shows real character. They go into the second lap, and it's business as usual, but that was one of the most eventful starts I've ever seen or talked about in motorsport.
That's Ruben Bray, I think, there in third place. Looks like Warwick Brady picked out there in fourth. That's Sam Munson picked out the race leader, fifth in the championship. But here comes the battle for third place. That's Warwick Brady trying to come down the inside through the right-hander. Can't quite make that work. But Brady all over the back of Ruben Bray.
So Bray trying to move his way forward and try and keep up with the guys in first and second place. Warwick Brady pushing hard to try and overtake him on the 99 bike. But this is going to be an interesting one for the 12. Ruben Bray, having already had a bit of a jump start, got himself back into position and then got a clean start for the second attempt. Henry McCartney in all of this is the championship leader, and he's in 6th position in the road at the moment. So that just shows you how close it is between the Minimoto rookies in 2018. I have to say, this grid is incredibly evenly spread. It's going to take a real nerve of steel to creep forward and assert themselves at the top of the championship this year, because we've got so many talented superstars in the making in Minimoto rookies. This year in particular is one of the most open I've ever seen, as again Bray trops across on Brady as we look back to the battle for 5th position. Still a great tussle up the inside. Is that McCartney going through? No, it's not. He has to hang back there in 6th position behind Elliott Jones, who I have to say is riding the race of his life at the moment. It's the first time we've seen him in the top 5, and it's great to see as Henry McCartney, the championship leader, can't match him.
The Team 151 principal told me earlier, look out for Lewis Jones. I don't think you mentioned Elliott Jones, Jake, but both of the Jones boys having a great weekend. It's great to see the riders developing. We see this so often, don't we? They're right at the back of the field, and all of a sudden something clicks. It's like they click a switch and they just get it. And Elliott Jones here doing what his brother Lewis did earlier. Lewis finished 4th, of course. Elliott here in 5th place currently as the leaders pass the back marker. Great pictures from the drone once more, giving you the great overall view of the action. But can Jones hold on to 5th place? Because he's got the championship leader right behind him. That's a battle for 3rd, going past the traffic.
That's Bray and Brady as they continue their tussle for 3rd position. But yes, indeed, Jones doing a fantastic job in 5th position. That's the second time I've said that this weekend, although of course Lewis Jones went on to finish 4th in his race in Mini GP 50 earlier on. What can his little brother do in the Minimoto rookies? Because the other Jones, Elliott Jones, is in there in P5 at the moment. And Brady getting very close to Bray under braking as they come onto the throttle once again. Now through here, if you're brave enough, you can commit full on the throttle through that right flick. And I think both of them did as they come up over the crest, over the bumps. And at this rate, the way that the Jones brothers are doing, because Elliott Jones is hanging on in front of the championship leader, well, I have a feeling that this is going to become a very happy playground, Tyler Shaw, for the Jones brothers.
Matt McCartney there, just underneath us. This is the battle for 5th. That's Jones in front of McCartney. McCartney, a championship leader. These are valuable championship points. He knows that 6th place is not where he wants to be in terms of championship points. It doesn't look like he's going to get any better than 5th, because the battle here for 3rd and 4th, as we look at that going through the hairpin, I don't think he's going to catch them. So the best Henry Matt McCartney can hope for, the championship leader in this one, is probably 5th place. He'll be hoping for something better on the two races tomorrow on Sunday.
You're going to have to remember, of course, that if he finishes in 6th position, that's only worth 10 points. Whereas if he got into 5th, that would be worth 11 compared to Sam Munson out in front, who's looking at 25. So it's a big points deficit if he stays in the lower end of the top 6. But you know, he's the championship leader. You've just got to score as many points as you can bring home.
You can. I've said this before, if 5th place is the best you can get, then get 5th. Don't let the red mist descend thinking you've got a problem with the bike and end up down in 8th.
Brady's looking really menacing. Sorry to cut across Alan Brady. I thought he was going to have enough power there to out-drag Bray on the exit. He had a little bit of momentum there, and I thought that would be enough. Oh, that's Max Werity has been confirmed as out of the race. So that is a real shame for the 110, but Max Werity appears to be out of the running as the battle for 3rd position laps traffic again, and it looks again as though Warwick Brady just had the better run through the slow corners on the traffic there than Ruben Bray, but just didn't quite have the throttle overlap, as it were, to get back on the power and overtake him.
Warwick Brady lost his chain, of course, in the televised race at Clay Pigeon.
Is that Matt McCartney through in a 5th?
Yeah,
I think McCartney's got through.
Looks like it may. We'll pick up that in a second. Warwick Brady, chain came off in the televised race at Clay Pigeon. He would go on to win both races on the Sunday, though. He looks up the inside into the hairpin, still can't get by. That's the battle for the lead. Just coming underneath us. Ollie Horner there in 2nd place on the blue bike. Sam Munson still out front. That's the 3rd and 4th battle. Here's the 5th and 6th battle. Still McCartney there. Looks like Jake in 6th place, in fact.
Well, maybe he had a look to go up the inside and it wasn't successful, but Sam Munson leading from Ollie Horner as they go through that right-hander, and Ollie Horner's going to get squeezed there in the traffic, manages to assert himself to get through. That's cost him a good, valuable couple of bike lengths, though, to the race leader, Sam Munson. I have to say, I am in admiration and awe for Sam Munson's composure. Having had that issue when you're a young man, when you're making your start in the national levels of Minimoto, the Rookies Championship, to be on pole position, to have it taken away from you with a mechanical problem, to have the disaster of that with the cameras out, with the pressure on, with the tempo high, the adrenaline flowing, the emotions running, and yet to get back on the bike when they managed to fix it at what has to be said, the last possible second to get it fixed. And now he's riding like this. It's absolutely brilliant. What an incredible young character.
Had his head in his hands, didn't he, the Munson burner? But he's got things all under control. Whatever the problem was, it's well and truly fixed. That bike is going to be difficult to beat this weekend as he goes through the line for the last lap.
And he is the fastest man out on the road, 54.912, over a quarter of a second quicker than anybody else. That is how devastating it would have been if he hadn't have been able to get that race started, because his bike is absolutely on point and he is in complete symbiotic rhythm with it. Going through the traffic, he's lost a little bit of time to Ollie Horner, but Horner, he's just having to be a little bit cut back there by the traffic.
That's cost him any chance of a win, Ollie Horner. He's blocked behind the traffic. It's how you make use of the traffic.
Look at Bray and Brady, they're still at it, locking together for third position. That one's going to be close to the flag. Sam Munson, meanwhile, well, he's made it look fairly easy, it has to be said. I bet it wasn't, especially on that opening lap when you've got to get yourself back in check. But what a result for Sam Munson. The Munson burner is victorious out of the final turn here at Tattershall and wins in fantastic style from pole position. Ollie Horner through for second place, from Ruben Bray and Warwick Brady in third and fourth. Who's going to be fifth? It's McCartney, the championship leader coming into this one. McCartney steals that extra point. That's 11 on the board for him then, compared to Munson on 25. That's damage limitation for McCartney in the championship battle. So Munson is your winner from Ollie Horner, Ruben Bray, Warwick Brady and Henry McCartney in fifth position. That really makes things interesting for the championship. Moving into the second and third races, Munson cleaned up for yet another clean sweep, and that means that the championship fight is closer than ever. McCartney on 162, 4 points now ahead of Ruben Bray, with Ollie Horner and Sam Munson making big gains, and Warwick Brady in fifth position in the championship standings. It's really going to be close in Minimoto Rookies this year, and it's going to be potentially the best battle in that class so far. The fourth round of the championship takes us to Rowra in Cumbria. We always love going there, and it will be fantastic race action. Join us then.